So let's start with a right hand as well, which is of course almost a copy paste of this. I'll do the right hand first though. So we have left hand, then we simply change right hand, right hand target, right hand, and all this needs to be right hand, right hand, right, and then we need the right hand weight. So here's where we need to be actually kind of clever about this. I want to keep a reference of my real right hand. Okay, and we'll do that again from the animator. Right hand. Okay, then on animator move, I'm actually going to move my right hand target at the same position as my right hand transform position, and probably at the same rotation as well. Okay, so ideally with this in place, we should now get an object, or well, we should get an AK right hand that copies and mirrors the whatever the right hand is doing actually. Okay, let's see that in place. Let's unmaximize this. I don't know why we have that maximized. Okay, let's close the gizmos. Oh, by the way, we have the particles in here, so I'll show you one more thing. Okay, so this now is actually working with AK. That is the big difference to this. Of course, you cannot see this because it's just mirroring the very base of our plane. But let's say we have a flag now that will say public bool. Actually, instead of a flag, yeah, okay, let's do a flag public bool and say don't or debug right hand. Okay, so if not debug right hand, do this. If you are debugging the right hand, then don't do anything. So let's see. Okay, let's just leave it here, and I'm going to click debug right hand. So now nothing happens. Nothing happens because we forgot to assign the right hand weight. Silly. Okay, then just going to set right hand AK to always be at 1, and just for good measure I'm just going to make it public as well so we can see it. Let's play again. Okay, so it's kind of spazzing because we have some weird values, I guess. If we debug the right hand AK, you can see it that we're going to be in there, and I think it's spazzing more because of the bone, not so much because of the right hand. But let's see now. Something like that. And I think it's also this is also a problem. So let's maybe try something else. Let's try late update. So we will placing the left hand And I'm actually going to move the right hand first, the last. Okay, let's see this. No, it's still spazzing. And the left hand, it's like it's not doing anything right now. That's weird though. Why are you not doing anything? What's the arcade target? Yeah, okay, I think there's something weird going on. Let's say we remove this entirely. Right, okay. We're going to get the left hand then. Okay, so once we move the right hand, we're never getting the left hand. That's just not how it's supposed to be working. Yeah, okay. So we're now getting into bug territory for all of this. So let's see if we can find a workaround. Let's see if this just changes anything, the order changes anything. And okay, so instead of using a left hand target, we'll do a left hand override. And for a left hand override on update, okay, we'll use this as update actually. Oh yeah, that's kind of whatever. Yeah, let's do void update. Let's try this as well before we do the, or actually yeah, we can do the left hand override. And then on left hand target, we're only going to be assigning the left hand override, not the left hand on the animator hook. And that's because I want to parent the left hand target to be following the left hand override. So let's do left hand target dot position equals left hand override, left hand target dot rotation position left hand override dot rotation. Let's see if that will change anything, but I think it won't be. Let's set this to late update. However, I don't think it will, because it's notorious bad how these are layered, and we of course we're missing the left hand. You know what, let's say we ignore the right hand. Yeah, let's ignore this. And let's add left hand as well. Put there. Okay, and left hand. So now we might have some similar behavior. Okay. Let's see if we rotate now right hand, what's going to be happening. Yeah, with the override you can see at least we get the left hand working, so that's a plus, but it's still not entirely what we want to be doing, but we're getting there. So we could say that this is the normal. Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste the values over here, assuming this is the correct aiming position. Okay, then I'm going to also be controlling the weight for the right hand. Control weight string target bool float reference value or reference float. Okay, value. Let's copy all of that, and we also want the delta. Okay, let's copy all of this. So string target bool, then we want to okay, this we don't need in here. Then will be v by delta. So we can remove this and say control weight. The target bool will be disable ik. I'm just going to add underscore left. The reference value will be left hand weight, and just put the delta, and then we're going to do the same thing for the right hand weight. Okay, awesome. So let's see. Awesome. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, let's go to the animator then. We're going to add disable ik underscore left, duplicate or create a new one, I guess. Disable ik underscore right. Let's see if naming are correct. Okay, they are. So if we play now, we will see that we have, yeah, he's basically moving correctly. The hand, yeah, okay, the rifle is not moving that much. Let me put this in here so you can see it better. The rifle is not moving that much, but I think that's actually much better than what it was, because he was jacking it like, I don't know. Okay, but here's the thing now. Let's say I want to animate this, but before I do that, I'm going to make this as aim or targets parent. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to parent everything in here. The look target we are not using anymore. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that this is at 0, 0, 0, 0. So let's say I put an animator into this, and we go to art, FPS animator, hands animator. I don't know which one will be for this one, so I'll just do ik animations. I'm going to write idle. Okay, that was easy. And then I'm going to create one for aiming. Okay, now it's kind of a trick to get this correct, but I'll show you how to do it. I'm going to click play. I don't really need anything in here. I'm going to close this animator. So I'm going to move the target's parent. Set this to global. I'm going to move the target parent and say, this looks correct. Okay, for when he's aiming. Probably you need to set this like this. Okay, or we can say the idle will be this. Yeah, I think it will be better if the idle is this. Now once he's aiming, he's actually going like this. I think that will make it much more better. So let's say down here, I'm going to copy this component, and I'm going to go in here, animations, idle, copy paste component values, and then for aiming, we'll do paste component values, but we're actually going to raise it up a little bit, something like that. Okay, let's go fix the animator. He's aiming, and let's see, he's aiming true. We don't need to wait time, we'll just make this go fast enough. We just do this as well. So let's see it in action. Well, first of all, before we see it in action, we need to be copying the values from one animator to the other, or we need to be updating all of them together. So on TPS handler, we'll do another reference. IK animator, because why not? Then IK animator. That's actually the stance, okay. And we'll just say set bool is aiming controller dot is aiming. Okay. And we apply that then to our TPS hook. And just hit play. So you see the normal one and you see the aiming one. Okay, we might have overdone it with the aim, but you can see it. He's actually not moving down the gun. Let's see, maybe it's something with this. Yeah, his aiming needs to be false. Oh no, this needs to be true. And his aiming doesn't have a reference, so we just need this to be false. Okay, feel free to edit the animation, of course, to make it move from one to the other. But that's some Call of Duty level of animation. Okay, and we can see that it just aims. And the nice thing about it is, even if we just change the weapon, it will still work. So we can just retarget all the, everything we need to different weapons. So once we're reloading though, everything just starts to become a mess. So how do we fix that? We go on the upper body and we say disable AK left, and you know what, disable AK right, because why not? Okay, like there are two different animations, which is very cool. So since we're here, here's a nice thing we can do. I'll actually parent all of them again in here, and I'll say recoiler, and I'll parent right hand and left hand under the recoiler, and I'm going to say sake object. You know where this is going, I'm sure, and I'm going to assume that this is the Z is like this. Okay, now we are in global, but I think, yeah, Z forward should be fine. Then Z, we missing any? No, let's do this. Okay, let's try something like 0.2 axis on the Z. Is shaking, is position, okay, is looping, no, iterations, just one. Let's try this out, if this is going to work. I don't know if we can debug this. We can. Oh, debug sake. Let's increase the multiplier. Basically want this to happen, but it's not working. I don't understand why. Use position, maybe? Yeah, use position. Okay, that's terrible, of course. So we might just want to do like something like that. Okay, 0 iterations, so only 1. Okay, it does look like shooting. We can also add another axis to it, maybe 0.02, something like that, just to add some noise, just add some visual noise to this. You can even go even higher with this. Yeah, you know what, that doesn't look too bad. Might even do, yeah, single frames. I think it will, no, too noisy. Let's go with this. I'm going to copy the component, and then I'm just going to paste the component values. So now we can just trigger this, and we can just do sec object ik sake or ik saker, and we of course need to either drag and drop this or just do it by script. Okay, so now once we do the shooting in here, handle shooting, we say we can shoot, and this shoots on the FPS. So we can do TPS handler dot shoot as well on the TPS layer. Let's see, generate that. We didn't have it so far, which is weird. So two things we can do right away: ik saker dot sake, and that will play the animation. The current weapon is the weapon hook, so we can also do current weapon dot shoot. So just like that, we're going to get both particles and a shooting animation. Or maybe not. And why this didn't happen though? Current weapon shoot, current ammo. Shoot item sake objects. Oh, yeah, okay. From the, I guess from the first mission we shouldn't need the. Let's split this up. Public void play shoot particles, just in case the first sake object. So just in case this override, I think it shouldn't override. Let's maybe take a look over here. Let's make sure we are getting in here. Ik saker, then sake. If you're saking, return. Actually, if you're saking, I don't really care for you to return. Just sake again. See if that looks correct. Yeah, that actually looks correct. You can see that we're shooting, and not only we're shooting, we're actually shooting in aiming as well. So that's all procedural animations for you, and that looks really good, because we need to change the particles. We need to make them a little bit better too, but yeah, then that's how we're going to look online, which is actually, I think it's just amazing. It looks really good, and just with the IK animations you can see how much we can do without having a lot of resources. As I used to say in the past, if you don't have resources, then be resourceful. Okay, it's very good. And yeah, so you know what, I don't want to do anything else on this video. I think the work speaks by itself. All I'm going to do is simply fix the, yeah, maybe fix this one, But to do that, I think we have to say debug the aim somehow. So let's do is aiming. Where do we turn this on? Okay, from here. So I'll do public bool debug aim. And finally, if debug aim, say is aiming equals true. Just so that we can place the IK properly. Okay, so click play. And the one interacting. Let's do debug aim. So let's go find it. We still have one thing actually we need to be doing. We need to close this first of all, and that is we actually need to be moving up and down the hands when we're aiming. Okay, so this will look more correct, I guess, or maybe this, but you know, it's not like anyone is going to be able to see if this clips, but you know, it's as much as perfection as you want to add it. So I can just copy component this, and then on the animation, on the aiming, just paste the component value over there, and now it should be working. And this looks amazing, to be honest. It looks very good, but as I said, we're still missing the proper looking up and down, and of course we can add switching weapons and so on. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I really like this. And so how do we do that? How we're going to do the aiming? You're simply going to go on the aim rig and you just rotate it. That's all. That's really all you have to do. Now, one thing we have to fix, you can see that you can shoot with this. One thing we have to fix is this aim rig, now its rotation copied the rotation of the bone, which is actually terrible. So to fix that, I'm going to parent this over here, and I'm actually going to reset the rotation right now. So we keep the position, and I'm just going to parent it back again. So now once I want to do the rotation properly, okay, yeah, we fucked up because we changed the rotation, we actually fucked up our animations. So we have to do all this again. Okay, I'm not going to do this on camera, I just show you. But yeah, so once we want to say rotate up, it's basically just copying this. Don't worry on the head and what the head is actually doing, because we're going to fix that as well to rotate. But yeah, that's the idea. We're going to have this guy rotate up and down from this. So that's it for this part. I'll see you in the next one with a lot more cool stuff. Bye bye.